As Suella Braverman prepares for the vote on her new migration bill on Monday, not everybody is happy about protecting our borders and controlling migration. One of them is Anna Soubry, who decided to throw a bit of a tantrum on Sky News. Okay, we got the most hilarious clip for you guys from Sky News there when Anna Soubry was being interviewed on the new migration bill, the illegal migration bill. It's supposed to be banning illegal entry. That's all it's going to do. Now, we've already discussed the actual bill. I've got some problems with it on a technical level. But the reality is that it hasn't even happened yet. It might not even happen ever. But the political left and the liberal side are having a meltdown. Anna Soubry, who was supposed to be, at the time, a conservative. He was a Tory minister for a while under David Cameron. Now, this was a cabinet when it was basically all liberal anyway. So, a lot of these so-called Tories, their mask decided to slip at some point, and we saw the true face of Anna Soubry, who was very much into drinking wine and gin, I guess. Let's go to this video and we're going to react, because she said a couple of things that are just completely incorrect and a lot of it was just irrational. Let's go to Anna Soubry.
The BBC has completely and utterly lost the plot on this. They are handling it desperately badly. And
I agree with that. That first of all, also, this is all the BBC's fault from the beginning for their having their guidelines and not really enforcing them the right way. And now this happened. But she's going to continue.
They are falling into the trap of all those people who want to defund, who criticize them. They are falling into their hands. But there's a bigger issue, which is when you have effectively our state broadcaster cowtailing, caving into the braying mob.
Excuse me? If it is a state broadcaster, if it is taxpayer funded, or at least some taxpayers, then yeah, it does need to listen to us. Any public body must listen to the public. You guys, people like Anna Soubry and the other political leftists who are very proud to say we should nationalize things because by nationalizing industries, we give power and control to the public. It's called public ownership. They always say that, right? But we know they don't actually mean public ownership. It's called government ownership. So if it is public ownership, then the public should have a say. And we should use our elected politicians as our representatives to have a say for us. But she's not happy about that.
Of a right-wing government, everybody should be really worried.
Right-wing government.
And the profound irony won't be lost on many of your viewers. So Gary Lineker got into trouble because of the language he used when he said that the language that government was using bore similarities to the sort of language used in Germany in the 1930s.
Okay, sorry to interrupt again. Right-wing government? Are you kidding me with this? What sort of right-wing government are you talking about? There's Tory government. Anyway, so the issue that she has is that why is it that it's okay for a government minister like Suella Braverman to say this is an invasion? It is. But it's not okay for Gary Lineker to say it's 1930s Germany language. So, as opinions are not right or wrong. They're just opinions. They're both on the same level. Neither is right or wrong. The difference is the two things. One, people like Gary Lineker use that opinion as a fact, saying this is factually 1930s Germany. That's one. Second problem is, a government minister doesn't have the same restrictions as a BBC employee who signed a contract and has to follow the BBC guidelines. Now, having said that, all this goes back to the BBC. It's the BBC's fault from day one that created this situation. So it's not necessarily Gary Lineker's fault on his own. Well, I mean, it was his fault because he was warned a few times not to do it. He kept doing it. But there's a difference between Suella Braverman saying something in Parliament, that's parliamentary language, and Gary Lineker talking about politics.
And now we have a government that is effectively shutting down dissent through our national broadcaster.
No. This is not how things work. I've heard it so many times from the political left when they say to me, Maya, this is basically authoritarianism. You're shutting down free speech. I will show you how to clamp down on dissidents, for example. I will take it to Iran And I'll show you, Anna Soubry, what they do if they want to shut down your speech. They don't just suspend you from the BBC. You would not be able to express that opinion even in your bedroom. You absolute idiot. You spoiled middle class champagne socialist. He's still free to do whatever he wants. He's a free citizen of this country. Anyway.
It's really, really worrying.
Your face is very, very worrying. Anyway, this is the reality of the political left these days. I cannot believe how did she even become a Tory candidate and Tory MP all those years ago. This is also the fault of the Tory establishment, the central office of the Conservative Party, CCHQ, who have been extremely poor and out of touch when it comes to selecting their candidates and their top activists over the last few years. All the talent in the Conservative Party are being ignored or being shut down. But those who end up becoming yes men or yes women, they follow the rules, and if they deliver all the leaflets like a slave, like a good slave, they get the good seats, especially if they tick some of the diversity boxes as well. But otherwise, the rest of them, the good grassroots Conservative members, they're not going to get anywhere. Unless you do a bit of a revolution inside the Tory party, there's absolutely no point in trying to become Tory MP or Tory leader. It's not going to happen. Anyway, let's take a break for half an hour. We're going to come back. We have more updates for you guys, including how the Liberal Democrats are getting really excited over the SNP leadership election. They think that they're going to become the party of government in Scotland. Yes, the Lib Dems are drunk and they need to go home. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.